指揮官攻撃のルートならもう設定済みよ。しかして希望する恨まないでこれどうだね。ぶっ飛ばせ。これでどう
Welcome to another Azur Lane guide, nobody asked for. This is the SaltyBunny and today we will discuss about leveling your waifus in Azur Lane. Getting your ship girls EXP and levels is one of the main gameplay core loop in the game. Besides being an essential part of turning your Kansens into the best powerful waifus they can be, the process can be tedious at times. Hopefully, some of the topics I will cover today will make that process less dreary, maybe, if not, at least faster. I don't intend to make this video into an ultimate leveling guide per se. Instead we will delve into various facets of the leveling process, and by doing so, we might even uncover some stuff you were not aware of, or have forgot about. Azur Lane offers several ways to gain level experience. Some are passive, and some, obviously, are active. There are also quite a few ways to improve the EXP gained actively. Before we investigate the main ways to gain EXP, let's take a look at the level mechanics themselves. Here is an experience graph that illustrates the various level caps for both standard girls and ultra rare/decisive girls. As you might have noticed, the UR requires 20% more experience to reach the same levels as the regular ships. The ship girls of both the English and Japanese version of the game have level caps at 70, 80, 90 and 100. Those level restrictions are uncapped by limit breaking your waifu. Default is capped at 70. LB1 is 80, LB2 is 90 and LB3 is 100. Once you reach level 100, there are new mechanics that will be kicking in. Firstly, level caps are now at every 5 levels and can be overcome by the cognitive awakening. Awakening will consume cognitive chips for the level 100, level 105, level 110 and level 115. To break the level 120 cap, the awakening process, referred as Awakening Plus, will also consume cognitive chips and cognitive arrays. Cognitive arrays are a superior version of the chips and are harder to come by. While your ships are stuck in the various level 100 to 120 caps, they will stockpile up to 3 million EXP past their cap. This mechanics is in place to allow the accumulation of cognitive chips and array needed for awakening, with no experience loss while you keep playing your capped ships. You can access the Awakening or Awakening Plus by opening the character plate of your chosen girl, then by clicking on the experience bar. Once your waifu reaches level 125, that is the current hard cap, no further awakenings will be possible. However, the storage of the 3 million EXP toward the next cap will still happen. In the event we have a level cap increase to 130, your waifus will have some of it already piled up. That is a very nice thing the developers have done. You can obtain the cognitive chips in various ways. Any level of the tactical daily raid will grant up to 210 chips daily, so roughly 6,300 per month. Core Data Shop have 1,000 you can buy monthly. Guild Shop will pop a 50 pack randomly. In-game events will give around 3,400 for milestones, 1,000 in the event shop and 500 to clear EX mode, but you shouldn't really need much of those if you manage to clear EX. Besides that, chips can also be gained with research projects, commissions, any mission nodes for chapter 12 onward, plus a chance of dropping 10 to 15 upon clear. Monthly reward will give you about 100 per month, and lastly you will be able to buy some from Akashi shop for gems, but who would want to do that? Not me, for sure. The cognitive arrays are few and far between. You can gain 9 per day with the level 100 tactical training daily raid, so up to 170 per month. 50 are available monthly on the core data shop. Since September 2021, completion of Fleet Tech milestone will grant 50 per level for each faction. Reaching 3-star on any hard mode maps from Chapter 12 on would give 25 per map. There is a set of side mission that will give you a good amount for each milestone number of level 125 obtained. All event shops since the late November 2021, world-spanning Arclight, offer 50 arrays. The reruns of event prior to this event will be rerun with no arrays. We can expect that all reruns of that, and further events will have some available. And lastly, a cognitive array support plan special event occurred in between September and October 2021. This was a one-time event. Even so, we might have some similar events in the future. Alright, with the level caps, limit breaking and awakening out of the way, let's tackle the passive ways to gain experience. There are 3 passives, i.e. non-combat, sources of experience. The first method is having your waifus placed in the first floor of your dormitory. By doing so, they will gain passive EXP and have increased morale and affection. In order for them to gain experience, the training bar must be replenished with food supplies. The supplies are converted into experience at various rates. I will not go in depth into the calculation, however the conversion for supplies to experiences gained is affected by the comfort level, the commander level and the number of ship girls currently in the dorm first floor. The top values would be something like this, for 6 concurrent girls, with a level 100 commander and a comfort level of 400, a 40,000 supply bar would convert into a 1,550 experience per hour without buffs. The supplies would last for about 9 hours and 16 minutes. Also, if you provide either naval curry, royal gourmet or full course food, you will benefit from the boost they confer. You will gain plus 5% bonus EXP for 1 hours per serving of naval curry, plus 10% bonus EXP for 3 hours per serving of royal gourmet and plus 20% bonus EXP for 6 hours per serving of full course. The 3 food buffs can stack for maximum experience gained. The comfort level of the dormitory can also improve even further on the food experience gain. The comfort level will increase the more housing items you own, so as long as you have the items in storage, you are not needed to lay them inside your dormitory to benefit from the bonus. Here's a graph of the experience bonuses versus the comfort level. As you can see, the curve plateau relatively fast, therefore, getting a good bonus will not require you to spend too much resources into it. One last note about the food supplies. If not supplied, the ship girls will probably complain about it. Nevertheless, they will still receive experience, but at a greatly reduced rate. That covers it for the straight EXP. We'll talk about morale later. Sending your girls in commissions is a good way to gain experience on all your side waifus not part of any fleet. The commissions widely varies in duration and reward, but they will all give a certain amount of experience. The gains range from 60 to 4,500 for the normal commissions. The major commissions, usually the first one on the list, will require more resources to initiate, will take longer than most other commission, but gives the most experience ranging from 8,000 to 18,000. The last passive method is the experience boosting. Similar to the awakening process, on a ship girl that has not reached her level cap, it can be accessed by opening her character plate, then by clicking on the experience bar. You can spend EXP data packs in single units, in packet of 10 or using auto. The auto function will push their experience to the cap or expend all available books, depending on which occurs first. The books are coming in 2 flavors. Tier 1 books are the blue ones and will grant 3000 experience. Tier 2 books are the purple ones and will grant 15,000 experience. EXP data packs are generated by your port's lecture hall. The way it works is that a percentage, from 10% to 22% depending on the upgrade level, of EXP gained by any of your level 100 plus ships during sorties is added to the proficiency bar. On Sundays the gain is doubled. The lecture hall will convert over time the stored proficiency into Tier 1 EXP data packs. The conversion rate is 1-for-1 of proficiency EXP. The storage is fairly limited, so make sure to go collect them regularly. Don't forget that you can easily select the ship girls that are at various stages of the leveling process. In your dock window, on the extra index filters, you can filter your roster. You can select them by those who are not maxed level yet, those who can limit break or get uncapped by the Awakening or Awakening Plus process. Very handy when choosing your options for spending your various consumables or for assembling a leveling fleet. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the seasonal cruise mission rewards. Each season lasts 2 months and will provide a substantial amount of leveling-related consumables. The free cruise path will grant 150 cognitive arrays, 400 cognitive chips and 120 Tier 1 EXP data packs. The paid path will grant, in addition to the free one, another 400 cognitive chips and 40 Tier 2 EXP data packs. All the passive mechanics and systems are a good way to maximize experience gain on many ship girls, but the main source of experience will remain to actively go out there and do stuff. Clearing stages will grant the best and most efficient experience points for leveling up your waifus. Main campaign chapters, on both normal and hard modes, used to give the best experience, while the event stages were watered down quite a bit. However, throughout the years as the game evolved, the event's stage map's experience gain was improved significantly. Also usually, the last stages of the hard modes have now an oil cap, so there is no reason not to farm those for event point and drops. Operation Siren grant a bit less experience per stages. On the other hand, that game mode is not limited by your standard resource like oil and morale. So this can be ran more. Not necessarily efficient time-wise compared to default game, but still a very good, inexpensive way to get experience up. OP Siren, while being off-limit for your lower-level ship girls, will allow you to get very decent EXP for your higher-level ones. The base experience granted per battle will be defined by the chapter and map level. Chapter 1 gives the lowest, Chapter 14 gives the highest. The difficulty of the fleets you will engage has their base EXP. The base experience grow as follows: small fleets, medium fleets, large fleets, event mini-bosses and finally, the stage bosses. They can be easily identified by their icons. One yellow triangle is for small fleet, 2 darker yellow triangles is for medium fleets, 3 red triangle is for large fleets. Event mini-bosses are usually displayed on map by their chibi avatar or the yellow mini-boss icon, and stage bosses similarly can be displayed as the boss itself or the red boss icon. The fleet type is not a factor in determining base EXP. Will they be reconnaissance, main fleet, carrier fleets? Only the fleet difficulty is taken into account. EXP-wise there is no difference between normal mode and hard mode base experience per fleet. As an example, I will take one of the recent limited event. Fool's Scales, Stage D3 had a base EXP of 505 for any light fleets, 561 for any medium fleets, 606 for any large fleet, 702 for the mini-bosses, and the stage boss was granting 761 experience. If you play stages manually, this experience scaling will help you get the most EXP per clear, unless you just clear everything by default. As for the map choices, everybody out there has their own chapter preferences. There are many leveling guides that will explain their own methods. Since my goal in this video was to explore the various ways to gain experience and not to be a leveling guide, I will briefly go over my own method and personal choices. I will also highlight some selected stages maps. Keep in mind that even if this or that other guide out there tells you the quote best maps unquote, in the end, don't lock yourself into a cookie-cutter pattern. Go ahead and explore the chapters by yourself and find the maps that works best with the girls you are leveling, your fleet composition, etc. You might even want to pick a map you need a drop-off to level up your girls. Nothing wrong with that. It might not be the most efficient way, but in my humble opinion this will always remain my win option. My personal choice of maps, counting that I don't farm for any specific drops and not necessarily aim for efficiency before anything else, would be something like that. I usually run on 2-1 Future Ventura to get baby girls off from level 1 to 15. It usually works fine with a 6-ship, low-level fleet. Might want to put a slight higher level ship to carry if you struggle. Once they reach 15 plus I move them forward to chapter 3, Midway Showdown. The going from 3-1 to 3-3, just moving up on maps as my fleet get better level. Once I reach 3-4, the Fox Mine, I stay there up until my fleet reach about level 50. At that stage I move up to chapter 5. At that point, I have no fixed path. I usually try out a map and evaluate how my girls are doing. If it's too hard, I move down a map or a chapter and come back at it later. If it's too easy, I move up the ladder. I repeat that process all the way up. I tend to try to get my fleet in the 90s and tackle chapter 9 as soon as possible to benefit from the oil cost cap and better gold coin gain on completion. As they reach that level, I can also assign them to Operation Siren. They won't be a liability for at least the low corrosion stages. Well, I did not really wanted to go into maps detail too much. We still have a few things to cover, so let's get back at it. Another active way to get experience is to do your exercises. The involved girls will gain a lot of experience in partaking in that game mode on victory, and half of it for defeat. Regardless on win or defeat, you gain EXP at no resources expenses, so there's no reason to avoid exercises. You can run those up to 20 times per day. Keep in mind that the experience gained is tied to the enemy level. So, as an example, you go with a level 53 fleet and lose against a level 120 fleet. the experience you gain will be the same as if you were running with a 120 fleet and would defeat a level 53 fleet. Exercises do retains flagship and MVP experience bonus, more on those soon. Morale, event bonuses etc. will not work in this game mode. Speaking about bonuses, let's dive into that. In addition to the experience gained from the various combat stages, there are several ways to improve your experience gain. Let's see what those are. Stage result ranking. By completing any stage, you earn a performance ranking from D to S. Winning with an A grants you the base experience, and if you win with an S rating, you get an overall plus 20% EXP bonus. Regardless of your fleet's performance, the flagship will always gain a flat plus 50% bonus and the MVP will earn double EXP. To improve the experience gain even further, you will have to take your waifu's morale into consideration. Sad girls, with a value of 0 morale, besides hating you and be vocal about it, will suffer a 50% EXP reduction. Neutral, values between 1 and 39, will gain normal EXP and only suffer from no affection gain. Happy, values ranging from 40 to 119, will still have normal EXP but will additionally gain affection. Really happy, values ranging from 120 to 150, will receive a plus 20% EXP bonus and affection gain. Girls that are not in your dormitory will have a 119 moral cap. In order to reach the really happy tier, your girls will need to be present in your dormitory. Any floor will work fine for morale recovery and cap increase. Girls populating the first floor will have the 150 morale cap and receive a plus 40 morale gain per hour. They will also benefit from the passive EXP bonus we talked about earlier in the video. Your waifus hanging out on your second floor will also have a 150 morale cap. They will not receive any passive EXP or bonuses, but will gain an additional 10 morale per hour, bringing their morale gain to 50 morale per hour. The girls not in the dorm will have, as mentioned, a cap of 119 and regain morale at a plus 20 morale per hour rate. Both ship girls will benefit for a flat additional plus 10 morale per hour gain, regardless of their location. The other bonus tied to experience, both girls will gain, is a moral cap of 200 while in the dormitory. If you let your OTHED girls out of the dorm, the moral cap of 119 applies. That being said, OTHED does increase the stats, but will not per se directly increase EXP. But with a higher dormitory morale cap and fast regeneration, will tend to keep them up in the very happy stage, therefore giving them the sweet plus 20% bonus EXP. The last source of experience bonus come from a very limited pool of ship girls that have unique skills. Having any of those specific ships in your fleet can greatly impact the experience gained from certain hull class. Let's see who they are. Hosho and Langley have the skill First Generation Carrier at level 10. This skill it will grant all carriers and light carriers in the same fleet a plus 15% EXP gain. Hosho drops only from Chapter 7-4. In contrast, Langley is available from the special construction pool and drop from about every maps except Chapter 1 and 2 and Map 4-1. Argus have the skill Glory's Trailblazer. At level 10, the secondary gimmick of this skill will grant plus 10% EXP to all carriers and light carriers in the same fleet. Argus was available during the Revelations of Dust event. Sadly for those who missed it, the event should rerun somewhere in 2025. But Langley and Hosho offer a better bonus and are readily available, so I guess it is not a huge loss. Nurnberg, have the skill follow my lead. Please. At level 10, this gives a plus 10% EXP bonus to all submarines and aviation submarines that participated in the battle. Nurnberg is a ship locked behind the inverted Autant event. That was reran in November 2022, so next time she show up, she should appear in the War Archive and added permanently. Yuyabari, have the skill Prototype Cruiser. That skill is available in her default form, so no need to retrofit her to benefit from it. The skill, for level 10, reads, after combat, increases experience gained by all cruisers by 15%. Yuyabari can only be obtained in the light construction pool. Once retrofitted, she is a decent cruiser, so running with her in stages will not be detrimental to your efficiency. And the last one bonus granting ship is Amazon. Similarly for Yuyabari, her skill is Prototype Destroyer and is not tied to her retrofit. At level 10, increases experience gained by destroyers by 18%. Amazon is fairly easy to get. The easiest way to grab her is from the guild shop, under the rare ships section. She sells for 300 guild tokens. She can also be obtained from the light construction pool and the requisition construction. She also drops from chapter 4.4, 5.1 and 5.4, 6.2, 9.3 and 10.1. Don't quote me on that, but I have noted that those bonuses seems to be tied to the base fight EXP and are calculated before the MVP, flagship, or any other bonuses. The nice thing about the carrier boost is that Langley, Hosho and Argus bonuses does stack. So if you focus on leveling one single carrier, you can run with two of the buffing carrier girls. With all the special girls we can boost, carriers, cruisers, destroyers and submarine. For the battleships, there is none. Maybe in the future we will have some new girl coming along with a neat little skill. In the meantime, we will all have to level our battleships the normal way. There is one last bonus that will be temporarily available when a Prelude event is running the week before a major event starts. Those call to arms events have, usually, an event all or related roster of 4 selected ship girls, tied in some ways, to the upcoming major event. For the entire duration of the Prelude event, all the selected Kansen will have a flat plus 20% experience gain bonus. Even if you haven't read the patch notes, it is easy to spot them in your doc. The EXP bonus is clearly marked above their name. Well, that's it for pretty much all the ways to get experience for your ships. Every now and then, however, some event might give some additional EXP bonuses. So be vigilant on the upcoming events. In the past events, when we had some bonuses, they were found in the main Plaza hub, and the like. Will varies from event to event, just keep it in mind and look for it. In those event bonuses, besides having experience boost, other bonuses might be available like, faster learning, moral boost, etc. So next time an event or rerun drops, explore the plaza and make sure to grab those bonuses. We have covered most of the way to gain experience and improve on it. You can see most of the systems and mechanics as building blocks for the method you will choose for yourself. It can be having a few higher level ship you are still leveling and using them to carry lower level ships, including some of the special EXP ships with them. or it can be feeding your girl's EXP book to skip the lower level and jump straight to chapter 9 and higher to bypass the oil-intensive grind. It can also be running a fleet with boosting carriers and to level your carrier flagship, and at the same time having Yubari and 2 other cruisers you want to level in the same fleet. Whatever you go for, keep in mind that the leveling method will vary from one commander to another commander, but what really matters is to be aware of your available options so you can get the most out of your time and have a method that works for you with whatever ships, resources or consumables you have in hand. Of course, by extension, it will also gives you some objectives to aim for. What resources you need to look for and stockpile. Also which improvement to your port, and lastly what ships to get. I hope that some of that stuff will help you a bit. I don't know, maybe it will make leveling your Kensen less tedious, maybe even more efficient. If you found this guide was somewhat useful to you, or have questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also like and subscribe for more guides like this in the future. If you did not really cared about any of this shit, thank you for watching and reaching this point. This was the SaltyBunny and thank you for watching the video. We're done for now.